Hi guys, KatimaGaming here, and today I'm going to show you a rerun, technically a rerun of the interview I had with Hardware Sugar. It was a fun talk about computers, PC gaming, and we shared tech culture between Thailand and the Philippines. It's a very, very informative interview, guys. I'm sure you guys will learn a thing or two. The video version you're watching right now is split between 3 parts because it is quite long. We were supposed to just talk for about 15 minutes, but man, we just hit it off, okay? So just check part 2 and part 3 in the links down below. There's also an audio version of this video podcast you can download straight from the link also down in the description. Okay, a little bit of a background story. So Hardware Sugar is a tech YouTube channel and a PC enthusiast store located in the Philippines. It is run by the very smart and very lovable brothers of Anton and Raf. Interestingly enough, both actually have a background in law. They were doing a segment in their YouTube channel where they interview YouTubers from all over Southeast Asia to learn more and share more about tech and gaming culture from other countries. Also, link to that video, which included me in the interview, in the description below. Luckily though, Casey, one of my biggest supporters, recommended me and they reached out inquiring about a collaboration. So shout out Casey, thank you so much for making it happen. When I got the email from Hardware Sugar, man, it blew my mind. A popular tech enterprise wanting to interview me, a below 2K sub channel. By the way, I need more subs, okay? So please, guys, get me to 2,000, make my Christmas special. Anyways, so of course I said yes. Loved the interview, by the way. Like I said, it was supposed to be just a quick 15 to 20 minute interview, but me and Anton, I think we really hit it off. You know, Anton is such a smart and lovable guy, and like I said, we had a lot of fun. Check out part 1 right here. Part 2 and 3, like I said, is in the links below. And if you want the full interview in audio form, it's also downloadable in the description, so enjoy.
Looks good. Yeah, so it's just gonna be a sort of a very short freewheeling conversation. Thank you again for taking the time and
You're welcome. You're welcome. Excited to be here. I watch your videos and your live streams a lot along with Casey, and we were very active at the comment section.
Yeah, super. I especially Casey, even in the videos, I do remember seeing his name often and stuff. Okay, and I love your accent is almost American English. Did you study there or?
No, not at all. I got this accent from the Philippines. Everything I got
from here.
From the Visayas. I studied in Dumaguete, in Silliman for almost 10 years because in the early 2000s, K-12 was not adopted yet. So I took advantage of that by just taking 4 years in high school instead of 6. And living there, being exposed to all the American, because we didn't have that. I think Philippines was the only country that was really, really hardcore with American music, with
the
American
culture, the
movies. Yeah, so I adopted, and being a teenager, I wanted to fit in a lot, so I did my best to adopt the more
kind of the slang,
and all that. Yeah.
It's a very. The accent is very.
Thank you.
It's very. It's like. Yeah, you would go to the States and you could pass off as at least to my ears.
Yeah, I get it a lot because a lot of people say where did you study? Did you go to America?
Yeah.
It's no, Philippines lang. Only the Philippines.
Yeah.
So
and you're in the Philippines. You sound like this.
And yes, I'm a very big fan of HWS. We watch the stream all the time. They have great content. So yeah, even for a non-Filipino, watching the show is very entertaining, and we're very excited. A lot of my friends are losing their minds when I told them. I sent a screenshot of the email Hardware Sugar sent me, and I shared it to everyone, and everyone's going crazy.
No, I'm super. Well, the excitement is mutual. We really tried to screen the channels that we asked for precisely so that we get good communicators, and that's really one of the things I liked about your channel is that you have a very very laid back. It's very chill. I even watch some of your skits. You play 2 parts. You buy a graphics card, or buy a CPU. So if you could tell us a little bit about that. I know that you recently got a 3090 or 3080. What was it?
That's how I think the channel became. I was just like a part-time YouTuber. I didn't take it seriously. But when I uploaded the video exactly last year from today, or sometime today in September.
Happy anniversary! Yeah.
Thank you. Exactly last year from today, or this month, I uploaded a video about getting a 3080, and I paired it with a 4790K, and that's when I was like the underdog. It was sort of like an underdog taking because of a very old CPU and with a 3080, which was almost impossible to get during that time, especially at MSRP. I got it for about only $800. So most of the videos I did was basically because I didn't have a CPU then, they wouldn't sell the CPU as a single unit. It has to be set.
It needs to be bundled.
Yeah,
Same here.
That's the condition. So basically, I was running a 4790K, a 5 to 6 year old 4-core paired with a 3080, and I think like not only did that video kick, I had sort of like a niche for the past 10 videos in my YouTube where I played and benchmarked 4790K with 3080 to show people it's okay.
You can do it. Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible. So,
you know, we have similar stories because my own personal rig is super old as well. It's a 4690K. And then somebody, lent me a 3080 card. It's like, wow, I can finally play Cyberpunk even though, my CPU is like ancient and stuff like that.
Yeah, you'll see the bottleneck.
I really, super bottleneck. And like, so I posted a video and like I tried to preempt people like, yes, I know it's bottleneck, but at the same time you just want to play modern games and the 3080 will really bring you there. It's just it does get bottleneck. Yeah.
And it also opens up it also opens up the discussion, which should you upgrade first, right? CPU or GPU. So it's a lot of interesting things that can happen with those kinds of videos.
I saw your skit, where you're pretending, you play both parts and you're selling the 5950X and then it's like, and then you're coming from it from the angle like, it's been a while since I upgraded, and AMD is now top dog, and but you need to upgrade the motherboard because it has DDR4 now and things like that. It won't work with the old CPUs.
I was absolutely upset because I didn't learn that until much later. It was after I owned a 4790K that I realized the 4790K was not a good idea because that was the fastest on a 1150 socket. There was nowhere up.
After that.
So I was kind of upset.
That was the top of that platform already.
I know, So I learned a new lesson that, you know what, it's better to wait for the next MOBO motherboard so that there's still some leeway in the future. Big mistake.
It's interesting.
No regrets.
It's interesting you pointed that out because that's where we are now in the AMD cycle. This is the 5000 series is the last that will be supported by the current gen of MOBOs, and then after that it's complete. It's AM4. I mean, this is the last hurrah or the swan song of the AM4 socket. So sort of, I mean, it's always like that in the technology, isn't it? It's always cyclical. Like, it's a top dog now, but then as other things come online and get produced, a lot of it what was fast a year ago is just like mid-range now.
It's incredible how fast it goes, right? Even a 3080, you can tell that my 980 was top. My 980 Ti before was top only after a year, and only after a year it became entry level. It's like, wow, how does that even make sense? So
wild. Really, the designers of the chips and even just putting out the manufacturer and things and the whole like the marketing and everything, it's really amazing.
That's why I like the term that I think the word future proof should be obsolete, but rather positioning is more of the better term now. Don't future proof, but rather how do you position yourself for future upgrades?
Completely agree. And we've talked about it like on the channel before, like how future proof is sort of, it's really like a misnomer or something like it's a good marketing term, like if you buy this part it's future proof, right? But I mean it's really neither here nor there. You don't know like what are you going to be using it for. If if just for Word or something, it's good 10 years from now, but for gaming things move so quickly. It's just the kind of thing that the people push out, but it just it's like, is that future proof? And and when we sell computers, we're very we try to be very clear that that concept future proofing, it's really kind of vague, and
it's really true.
But a lot of people still hang on to that as a buzzword, that I want my computer future proof. Can you assure me that in 3-4 years it'll still be good? And like we tell them it'll still run after 3 to 4 years, but it depends on what you're gonna use it for, right?
The term we use is called opus, original purpose. You have every time when people ask,
good.
opus. What's your opus? What was the original purpose of your computer, and you always have to think that don't forget that everything you use will always invalidate that original purpose. You have a phone, you say, oh, I just want to use it for school and communication. All of a sudden, 2-3 years later, you're using it for gaming and you're complaining it's not good enough, Opus. So
I like that term. Is that that's the first time I've heard that term. It's prevalent in Thailand. Like a lot of people enthusiasts use that term.
Because the term future-proof, since we don't use English anyways to use it with the slang, we try to just say the term is called, translated to positioning and opus, the original purpose of your computer. And if you tell them that set your original purpose higher than what you need now, you're gonna position yourself to a longer, you stretch it out a little longer for the purpose that you're using it for. So
that's good. I'm gonna start using that for our customers here.
And then we tell them, no, there's no such thing as future proof. There is such a thing of what you need it for, because future proof is relative to the user. So
amen. I completely agree. So I buy, like, I'm a